guys, today we're going to turn lovable Grimace from McDonald's into evil Grimace. Not the original evil Grimace that they had before this Grimace, because that Grimace had like multiple arms and stuff. We're going to do an updated version of this Grimace as evil. And just like we did with the Ronald McDonald figure, we're going to make him kind of like a Five Nights at Freddy's version of Grimace. So let's get started. First, I blacked out his eyes. I gave him a larger mouth. And evil, thick eyebrows. I added black to his fingers. Then I began distressing his fur with black paint. I gave him red dots for eyes and white pointy teeth. Then I added metallic silver to his eyes. To simulate metal animatronic parts sticking out, I used this red butterfly from Dollar Tree. I cut off all the metal parts and stuck them in his fur. Then I continued distressing the fur with light gray and lavender paint. Then I added stitches to make it look like Grimace was repaired or maybe altered in lots of different places. I added some finishing touches. And that's it. Now we have a scary, evil, nightmare, Five Nights at Freddy's, mashup, kind of, sort of, animatronic Grimace. I don't know what you'd call him, but he looks pretty cool. Today we're going to be opening, reviewing, and talking about the history of some of the old McDonaldland characters. And some of them you may already know, but some may be new to you, so let's take a look. In front we have Grimace, Ronald McDonald, Captain Crook, Big Mac, the Hamburglar, and Mayor McCheese. Let's start with Grimace. This version was made by Huckleberry Toys in 2008. And I have all the other characters they made except Captain Crook. I ended up buying the older version instead. Okay, so a little history about Grimace. Originally, he was a bad guy called Evil Grimace. But somewhere down the line, he became just a happy, dopey purple guy. And nobody really knows what he's supposed to be, but he loves milkshakes. And for a while, he was kind of Ronald's best friend. He was like his sidekick. This Grimace is really cute and squishy, and this is obviously the good version of Grimace, not the bad guy one. And one more fun fact, the evil Grimace has 4 arms, not 2. Scandalous! Next we have Captain Crook. This Captain Crook was made by Remco Toys in 1976. They made a whole McDonaldland line of figures that you can see here. And we have most of these characters, although not all of the ones that I'm showing you today are made by Remco, except I don't have a Professor character. Check out this McDonaldland playset they had in the 70s to go with these figures. Isn't this adorable? There's a little train and a little tree with a face. So cute. Okay, let's take him out. He has a really cool hat and outfit. Okay, you need to know, Captain Crook is a villain. He likes to steal filet-o-fish, because he's a captain of the sea. He likes fish. And he looks very similar to Captain Hook from Peter Pan, which is what they intended. And what's really neat about the old 70s Remco figures is they all have this little knob in the back that you can use to turn the doll head back and forth and up and down. And he also comes with a sword. Next we have Big Mac, aka Officer Big Mac. He is also made by Remco Toys. He's the chief of police in McDonaldland. He has to keep all the villains away from McDonald's delicious food. But his personality was often kind of clueless. This figure looks really cool. His lettuce and mayonnaise clearly visible. He's a well-made Big Mac. He comes with a little whistle around his neck. Usually in the commercials, you could see him blowing his whistle and chasing the villains. Since he was made by Remco, he also has a little knob in his back to turn his head. And I love how detailed his costume is. He even has a little silver star. Okay, this next character is my favorite McDonaldland character of all time, the Hamburglar. This is the original look he had. There's a newer version where he has orange hair and stuff, but that's not the one I like. I like this one right here. He was one of the first villains in McDonaldland, and he's the guy who wants to steal all the hamburgers for himself. At one point, they called him the Lone Jogger, and originally when he spoke, no one could understand him except Captain Crook, but later they changed that so that he could say some words, but mostly he just said, "Rubble, rubble." This doll is amazing. Look, he even has pockets in his cape to store hamburgers. This is very detailed. Of course, he wears stripes because he's a burglar, and he has this super long tie in front. This is Mayor McCheese, obviously Mayor of McDonaldland. He has a cheeseburger head. Look at this doll. He is so cool. When I was a kid, I used to always confuse Mayor McCheese with Big Mac because they look so similar except for their costumes. And now it's time for Ronald. Good old Ronald McDonald, the happy clown that everyone loves. Fun fact, Ronald was originally created by Willard Scott, who played the lovable clown in a few TV commercials in 1963. This Ronald looks sensational. The colors are vibrant, and he looks very happy. Next, we have the Fry Kids, which were originally called Goblins. And when I was a kid, we used to call them the Fry Guys. So the names switched around a lot. They eventually settled on the Fry Kids. These are some of them. And later on came Birdie, the happy breakfast bird who couldn't fly so well, but she was always really, really cheerful, and I loved her so much. Now, of course, these aren't the only characters McDonald's has had over the years. There are so many others, like the Chicken Nuggets, Mac Tonight, the ultimate cool moon guy. Ronald even had a dog at some point called Sunday. Anyway, I loved these characters growing up. I wish they still used them in their advertising because they were so much fun. But guess what? we can play with these now. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. Please be sure to like this video and subscribe. See you next time. Have a great day.